Yeah, I wanted to start this from the beginning, but I had little problems with Illustrator. Like this. Ugh. From the beginning, it's recommendable to start dividing the draw. This means using the pens, the pen tools, and the brushes to make the lines. For those one who use the mouse, I really recommend to use the pen tool. It's the easiest way. But if we are using the graphic tablet like I use right now, it's better if we use the pencil and the brush. As you can see, I tend to use reference. It's just a way I used to work. I do not like to work while I'm blind. For me, one of the most complicated part was the house. Just to take the purpose, it take a little longer. So for me, it was a little complicated. I need to make a lot of sketches before doing this. For me, usually I used to divide the draw. I mean, for example, in this case, I'm using the sky, the mountains, the snow, and the lake. In that way, I can use the mask. It's like using the clipping rule in Painter say. We can work as far as we want, but the layers and all the colors gonna be inside. We have to make a little more progress in the school, so I wasn't able to record, so this progress wasn't safe. But didn't do so much, just make the reflections and the low part of the house. So in this part, I had a little problem. So right now I have a headache. It hurts my throat. I'm tired. It's midnight, and the computer just stopped working. Right now, hating my life. And I had to restart the computer, lose all the information, and begin with all the process again. Well, it doesn't take so much unless I know what to do right now. and right now I have to work with the Northlights. As I was starting to know what exactly I was doing, I need a little moment of practice. Something that in the final didn't help so much because of... Yes, finally get it. Wait, what's the working? No. Ah! Still working with the sky, and right now I'm using the aurora lights. I had to use the blend in this situation. And the rest was just the pencil and the brushes to make the lights. I already used the mirror in order to make the other reflections in the lights. Right now it's time to work with the mountains. In this part I got many questions about how I managed to make this. We have to make a lot of layers in this part. A layer on another. The first one was a layer with color, the second one was a layer using effects, so in that way it could look a little more like snow, white, and also use with the zigzag effect. Continue using the same way with colors, another color a little darker or lighter depending on what you want, and with again the snow. The last part it just was a layer with transparency, and as you can see in the mountains, they are layered in the top, but down the under, so we have to make this kind of effect also. Well, we have already finished with the first mountain. This could take a little longer. We're just gonna jump until I finish with the others. In this part also I have a little more questions like how I managed to make the effects. It was so cool because you just need to use the lines and the effects, so it could look more like an arrow. So use the zigzag so we could make it a little more with forest, change the colors, and use the effects. Right now we have the snow. It's not necessary so much, just use 3 different trees, copy and paste, and we have our forest. From this part everything becomes funny because I have to wait like 5 minutes for saving or any kind of change. For me the most complicated part was just the house itself. And as always, as the house took me very long with the sketch, it took me very long with the colors. just making sure that all the layers are good and there's no layers out. Well, it looks like it stopped working. Well, time for sketching. Ah. Oh, well, thanks. I didn't notice that.